Minister of State for Science and Technology, Minister of State in Prime Minister's Office, Ministry of Personal Public Grievances and Pensions, Department of Atomic Energy and Department of Space. Dr. Rajesh Gokhale, Secretary, Department of Biotechnology and Chairperson BIRAC. Dr. Suresh N., Chief Operating Officer ABLE. Dr. Jitendra Kumar, Managing Director BIRAC, and all the distinguished guests seated in the audience, my colleagues from DBT and BIRAC and the media, to the curtain raiser of the third edition of Global Bio India 2023. Just a gentle reminder, please put your mobiles in the silent mode as we together embark on a journey of knowledge, progress, and collaboration. May I request Dr. Rajesh Gokhale to present a bouquet to our chief guest, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, as a token of our profound appreciation for his presence here today. Your presence is truly an inspiration for all of us. Thank you, sir. To initiate the proceedings, I would like to invite Dr. Jitendra Kumar, Managing Director BIRAC, to deliver the welcome address.
A very good afternoon to all. Honorable, our respected and Honorable Minister, Shri Jitendra Singh Ji, Honorable Secretary, Department of Biotechnology, Shri Rajesh Gokhale Ji, my colleague and head SPED, that is Strategic Partnership and Entrepreneurship Division, Manish Diwan Ji, Mr. Suresh N., Chief Operating Officer of Association of Biotech-Led Enterprises, respected officers of DBT, directors of our autonomous institutions, scientists, representatives of industry, representatives from different countries and embassies, startups, industries, representatives, and my dear friends. Today is a great day for us, not because it's one of the events that we are celebrating and curtain raiser for an event that is going to happen, but because it is going to be a game changer. It is going to be an event which is different from the previous editions. In the way we are organizing, the way the participation, in the way we are making announcements, the number of participants, the startups, the innovation showcase and the announcements that we reserve, and it is going to be a mega show. So I request you all to support, to participate with all your enthusiasm and get benefit from this event. Yesterday I was looking at the latest edition of Time magazine. It took my attention because it said, when I was walking through the bookstore, it said 200 best innovations in the year 2023. I don't take this Time magazine, it is very costly, I cannot afford it. But then I took, because, innovations was there. The word innovations was mentioned there. I wanted to see which all these 200 innovations are there, and whether our country's any innovation is represented there or not. I was surprised that none of the 200 innovations that was mentioned there was from our country. That does not mean, I'm not trying to say that we don't have innovations here, world class, which did not get the attention of the Time magazine. What I'm trying to say is, we do not have so far showcased our innovations globally. And this is the time, the Global Bio, the events that at the mega scale that we are doing will showcase our innovation potential. Why this is important? Because if we are not able to showcase at the global level, we are losing the inflow of venture capitalists in these companies who are struggling for funds. Collaborations, the global markets. You can imagine those 200 innovations in Time magazine definitely will get attention of the investors, definitely will get attention from the different global bodies and the markets. So I really feel that we have to have this kind of mega event which represents our innovation potential. Also, it creates a stakeholders meet, the platform where all the stakeholders of biotech industry meet together. Now, it's not only biotech. There's an era of confluence of technologies where many disciplines converge. And I am very happy to say that in this event, we have startups and industry from electronics, medical devices, and many other areas which are converging into life sciences. That's where the innovations will happen. Also, if we are not getting attention at the global level, we are not able to get our aim of getting the largest economy, at least third largest. Right now we are fifth largest, because bioeconomy plays a huge role in achieving those aims that we have put, objectives that we have put forth for us. I will not take much of your time because we have the video also which will showcase what is in store. We have a presentation also on this. So I will close this and then I welcome you all again for the main event which is going to happen from 4th to 6th December in Bharat Mandapam, Pragati Maidan. I welcome you all with full heart. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So now we would present to you a video which refreshes the achievements of the first two editions of GBI and highlights what's in store for the upcoming GBI third edition of GBI 2023.
Department of Biotechnology, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, and its public sector undertaking, Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council, BIRAC, are organizing the third edition of Global Bio India from 4th to 6th December 2023 at Bharat Mandapam, Pragati Maidan, New Delhi. A mega international congregation of biotechnology stakeholders, including central and state ministries, international bodies, regulatory bodies, SMEs, large industries, bioclusters, research institutes, investors, and the startup ecosystem. Global Bio India is a business meeting platform showcasing India's biotech prowess to India and the world. The first edition in 2019 was a huge success, with participation from over 25 plus countries, 190 plus exhibitors, 2,500 plus delegates, 800 plus business meetings, and 300 plus startups. The second virtual edition in 2021 was attended by 40 plus countries, 150 plus exhibitors, 8,400 plus delegates, 350 plus bio partnering meetings, and 1,000 plus startups. Global Bio India 2023 will focus on biotech innovation and biomanufacturing, which aligns with Honorable Prime Minister's clarion call for India to become a $100 billion biomanufacturing hub and recognition of India as the emerging global innovation hub. GBI 2023 will see participants from 30 plus countries, 500 plus exhibitors, 3,000 plus delegates, 1,000 plus biotech startups, 100 plus bioincubators, and more. The key elements of GBI are B2B, B2G, G2G meetings, policy dialogues, boot camps and workshops, Science Community Connect, investors and CEO roundtable meetings, startup and country pavilions, and bio-partnering. GBI 2023 will host interesting discussions across these 3 days, such as biomanufacturing, biosciences to bioeconomy for Atmanirbhar Bharat, how to prepare for next pandemic, accelerate biotech innovations and deliver biotech products for sustainable future, emerging technologies for a sustainable future, regulators and regulatory reforms to support biotech innovations and more. India's biotech ecosystem, where cutting-edge research is born, where innovation meets collaboration, where industry leaders connect. Be a part of the biotech revolution. Connect, collaborate and innovate with talented minds to co-create, co-develop and make in India biotech-powered products. Join us to create a sustainable future that is powered by biotechnology. Global Bio India, transforming lives, biosciences to bioeconomy.
So with this, let's dive into the heart of the event. I would like to invite Dr. Manish Diwan, Head Strategic Partnership and Entrepreneurship Development BIRAC, to present the highlights of GBI 2023 and the special offerings that this event has for the Indian biotech sector. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sonali. Can I have the slide deck up? I think the vibrancy in the room itself suggests that there's lot to be expected. And DBT, BIRAC, who are the organizers for Global Bio India, I think onus is on us to deliver a high quality, high content, and a reflection of the entire biotech community of India, not only to India, but as well outside India community too. So what I'll do is through a slide deck, I'll try to give an overview, what is in store, what to expect, and what are all the opportunities that come along to take this journey towards Atmanirbhar Bharat through bio innovation as well as biomanufacturing. So as you could see, the venue of the event we have picked up where the G20 State Summit happened, and that is recognized not only in India but outside India as well. The theme of this edition, third edition of Global Bio India, is bio-innovation and bio-manufacturing. We believe that these are the two fundamental drivers who would steer India's bioeconomy, and that will in turn have a cascading effect to achieve the overall economy target for the country. And there's a lot of excitement and lot of global as well as national unmet needs that need to be both addressed through innovation as well as enhancing capacities for manufacturing. And for this endeavor, there are a lot of partners, both public and private partners, that have come along. Some of the partners and some of the relevant stakeholders, they are joining online. So we also acknowledge their presence. For example, the 75 incubation center network that has spread out across 21 states and UTs. In the event, we expect 30 plus country representation. Some representation is here in the curtain raiser. We acknowledge that. We would have a very strong lineup for exhibition. As we realized in the Biotech Startup Expo, which was held last year in June, where Honorable Prime Minister Ji inaugurated that event, the spine of the event was the vibrant exhibition where startups exhibited, enablers like incubation centers exhibited, stakeholders like academia, investors, industry, and other government ministries, departments, everybody converged. So we'll have a representation, a strong representation in the exhibition. We think that there would be delegates who would be serious and related to the deep tech solutions. They would participate. 100 plus startups, 1,000 plus startups and 100 plus enabling incubation centers. There would be policy dialogues, both in terms of the MNCs, CEOs, as well as country representation and regulatory bodies. So to create a framework for the future as well. I'll take few slides to just describe each day what can be expected. On day one, we will have two super sessions. The first session would highlight the strength and opportunities regarding biomanufacturing, and that relates directly to the theme of the Global Bio India, that is biosciences to bioeconomy. This would be followed by a high-level reflection on how to prepare for the next pandemic, what needs to be done, what all policy-level interventions are required to enable the long-term solutions and be ready in case some pandemic strikes again. So artificial intelligence and big data would play a big role. This would be followed by two high-level round table sessions, one with the High Commission ambassadors from the different countries. They can reflect their expectations and their forward plans for India, and what are their expectations from India. This would be followed by CEO roundtable from MNCs, again asks from India and plans for India reflections. We will have public connect sessions which have been built up on all the 3 days, where science connecting with the society, that would be popular topics which will be open for general public to see where the biosciences is evolving. Investments drives a lot of things, and that's the fuel for it. So investment sessions have been also given prime importance on day one. On day two, there would be two super sessions. One which is focusing on synthetic biology, smart protein, and industrial biotechnology, where the biomanufacturing plays a critical and essential role, where infrastructure development and that kind of requirement is highlighted. We saw that COVID pandemic, the genomics played a huge role, both in creation of the new vaccine candidates as well as monitoring and following up the disease spread. So genomics, harnessing power through genomics would also be the one major session. The day two would also have CEO conclave from which would have investors from India as well as overseas, and they can discuss about the regulations and the apprehensions as well as the opportunities that this innovation ecosystem offers. That would be closed door. The regulators also need to connect, because as you understand, the biosciences, innovation and manufacturing is quite interdisciplinary. So different regulatory bodies like CDSCO, FSSAI, BIS, ICMR, all these players need to sit together, including DBT, to see how to cater to the new innovative products and draw a roadmap. This would be followed by interaction by startups and SMEs to the regulators, and they can ask and clarify their doubts. We would also provide a platform to the states where they can pitch and promote their biotech policies to attract both greenfield as well as brownfield investments. And this would, towards the end of the day, between 4 to 6 p.m., we will have these science connecting with the society sessions again. So that will run all the 3 days. The platform would also be utilized for startups to launch their new products at this international platform. And that would be a recognition again, how the ecosystem is yielding newer IP-led innovations, and that is progressing to the market. On day third, we will finish by 1 p.m. followed by lunch. But before we finish, I think there is also high-intensity sessions which would talk about the biotechnologies for sustainable futures, especially agri-stimulants and agri-biologicals. We would have dedicated sessions where the investments opportunity for uh, younger startups, mid-stage startups, as well as evolved startups, both from India as well as overseas, in conjunction with the investor's perspective, so as to both present an lost opportunity for international investors to look at early stage investments for India, and also reflect at that platform that what is the strength of India's startup ecosystem. And we are proud to have the largest ecosystem, startup ecosystem in among the world, third largest, and 110 unicorns. Few of these unicorns have also emerged from, let's say, biosciences platform, though in services sectors though, but we will get to hear from them, and that would be learnings for the younger folks in the ecosystem. Uh, this day would also have startup pitches, master classes, regulators interaction, as well as public science connect. Now, this is all what we have created and placed in the capsulated in 2.5 days. But why would anybody would like to attend? I think the team has put in several reasons why India should be showcased at that level. I think number one supplier in terms of vaccines, both conventional vaccines as well as newer vaccines that we just exposed to. We are proud to have largest production, second largest production in the BT cotton. COVID gave us an exposure and recognition across countries. 1 billion people getting immunized, 100 plus countries getting benefited from Mission Maitri. Likewise, as I said, third largest startup ecosystem, and that gets represented by sufficiently large number of startups and stakeholders. We expect that just like this audience, we will have presence of startups, SMEs, large industries, investors, regulators, research institutions, individual scientists, entrepreneurs, the policymakers, the large community of enablers, which include incubation centers and related mentors, experts who will congregate into this session. And that gets supported and powered up if there is relevant exposure and outreach. So media and press people would also be there. And this also ensembles and gets facilitated by industry associations and other associations. We have provisions for exhibition, as I said. So all those opportunities get extended, and there would be closed door sessions where you can have B2B meetings, as well as this would be an international exposure platform where you can resolve many of the unfinished businesses, and as well as perform the networking. And some of the younger startups will get an opportunity to launch their new products. Right besides the Bharat Mandapam, there is hall number 14, and we have taken both ground floor as well as first floor, and that is the place where the exhibition would take place. It's just about 25 meters walk from the Bharat Mandapam, and the two floors put together gives you a spectrum of about 12,000 square meter of exhibition area, where we'll have distinct zones for all the category of participants. We will have a platform for bio partnering where each individual registered delegate can reach out to the other registered delegate, and that would mean that you can connect with like your counterparts, industry, academia, or investors, and fix a B2B meeting in a semi-closed area where only the people who are engaging in those business meetings can enter, and that would be away from public reach. So serious discussions can happen, and this would be done on the same global platform, which is Innova, that is being used for other large bio conventions in Bio US, Bio Korea, Bio Taiwan, Bio Japan, etc. We welcome and encourage industries and others to come forward to support the program and avail certain opportunities for partnering based on the sponsorships. The registrations for the event has been made is an enabling effort for people to register, and there are quite a few opportunities and facilitation which is being offered for younger participants, early stage startups, as well as SMEs in particular. This is the website, globalbioindia.org, and it carries the live information. The early registration is advantage is closing on 5th of November. And so far, we have been able to get about 100 exhibitors already registered. This also has representation from startups, incubation centers, as well as investors, and international delegation registration has also begun. So we welcome all of you and look forward for exciting 2.5 days that would have a repercussion all the way through to build and reflect India's opportunities for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the vivid description of the event and its offering. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Suresh N, Chief Operating Officer, ABLE, to share his remarks on Global Bio India 2023.
Good afternoon. So, ABLE is a enabler of this, one of the enablers of this event. So, ABLE as an industry association is 20 years old. We had the privilege of our Honorable Minister, Dr. Jitendra Singh, celebrating the 20 years of ABLE 6 months back in the India Habitat Center and releasing our publication, Enablers of Indian Biotech. So that's what we do, enable biotechnology in India for 20 plus years. So, of course, I'm not here to talk about ABLE. So, what has happened is from the time ABLE was formed 2003, it's about 30, 40 companies were there, and today it has grown to a very, very large industry with 600 plus small and medium, large enterprises. Of course, Manish and others gave the examples of largest vaccine manufacturers, and in many other sectors we are. And more than that, now there is also a vibrant startup ecosystem. Then there are small clusters happening in. But as an industry, of course, DBT itself is 37 years old. As a reporter of Times of India way back, I have covered the formation of this department. But there's not much of the larger national event under the DBT or biotechnology banner. And that is what, otherwise, the Bangalore took the lead in 26 years back as a Bangalore Bio India, which has now got merged into the Bengaluru Tech Summit, along with IT and convergence of all the other technologies. Asia, the Hyderabad or earlier Andhra Pradesh, now Telangana, continues that Bio Asia. But there's no, so what happens is typically the state level events, the participation is limited. Of course, there is some foreign participation. It's never been a national event. ABLE and DBT has been discussing for a long time a national event. Finally, it fructified in 2019 as Global Bio India. I think it was a small effort at that time. And ABLE has been associated with other two state level events as a intensive partner for all 20 years from the time its formation. So we continue that role with Global Bio India. And then COVID intervened, but 2021 we continued this in the virtual event. Even timing it in the afternoon as a virtual event so that we could bridge East and West so that countries, people from both East and West across the world could attend the 3 days, and partnering was done 24/7 or over 3 to 5 days. Of course, now we are here in Global Bio India. Why it's important to have a national event like this? Because in US also, Dr. Jitendra also talked about US Bio also, when biotech industry was very small, started way back in 1999 in a small way. And from 2001 onwards, India has been an integral part. We have been setting up an India Pavilion under DBT's support for all 20-25 years. And that international presence of for India has given a lot of attention, and our companies who participate have been able to get a lot of attention and raise funds, and so and what Bio has done is it's they also toggle between many cities, but they placed it as a June. Now June is the calendar, and they do it every year, and so it's a world's largest. So 60 plus countries attend. 15,000 to 20,000 delegates there, and it's on everyone's calendar, and which is what we also want this Global Bio India to reflect. So they announce the dates for next 3 years at any given point of time. So we should also. ABLE will work with DBT and others, so we should have a fixed calendar. Maybe if it's December first week is the ideal time, we should announce the dates for next 3 years so that it becomes an important part of the biotech calendar globally, because that will give us a lot of visibility. Then the presence will increase, and because it takes 3 to 6 months lead time to get some of the best speakers from around the world, they will not get. And today, after G20 visibility, the world is looking at India. And other reason, Dr. Jitendra mentioned about the 200 innovators in time. How these things go. Way back when I was the editor of the Technology Review India edition in 2009, when we published this under license for 5 years. So Technology Review used to publish TR35, that is young innovators under the age of 35 till that time. So there are about 35 innovators. There are 1 or 2 Indian origin people featured in it, but it was never a global thing. When we brought to India, we started publishing TR35 India, and then all the 5 years we published. And because we could do the shortlisting for India, 5 to 6 of them out of 30, 35 were from India in every one of the edition when we are handling it, because that gave them a lot of visibility. Many of these startups have become globally very acclaimed. Many of the innovators have been hired by some of the best universities to use those micro payments to many others emerged from here, and now it's been taken up by Princeton, Harvard, and MIT, and many others. So the global linkages are very important as our innovation ecosystem expands, and and we also brought one MTech, Emerging Technologies Conference, which MIT used to do in US. So we brought 5 editions of year, and so now is the time again to revive. We don't need those brands now, but we can. GBI should be our brand, our event. Which we should not just 3 years, 5 years. We can do it, and it will become very, very important part of the global biotech ecosystem. And ABLE leadership is there. We are here to enable this also. Other one, the Honorable Minister had the opportunity to release the last report of the last edition of India Bioeconomy Report. That was the 2021 figure last June. Mr. Minister will be coming out with the next edition of this, and what you said that day, and we'll give the numbers. We'll be inching very, very close to the target of what we have set for 2025, and because we have discovered many more areas following the global trends where biotech and biotech tools and services play a very, very important role, which can't be ignored. Even the US government, the US President has released the bioeconomy initiative, and so they're counting the multifold effects of biotech tools, and so we are following the same models for a long time. So now the world has also recognized the about bioeconomy model, and hope we'll have the pleasure of the minister releasing this report although this time. On that note, ABLE is using all its network. ABLE is a co-founder of International Council of Biotech Association, which is a 40-plus national association. We have a consortium. We are using the network to promote the event and get them to come and speak, come and participate. And so what we plead from the industry is that let's make this a permanent part of our national calendar so that it becomes an international event, so that everyone gets to benefit from the exchanges, networking that takes place at this large gathering. So we will have the opportunity to make it 10x in a few years' time. On that note, I welcome you all once again to come to Pragati Maidan on December 4 to 6. And, we have put together an interesting program. The program is the work, and you'll have a lot more interesting speakers, and you will you'll get an overview of global and Indian biotech highlights of that. On that note, thank you and welcome you all at December 4.
Thank you, Dr. Suresh. We look forward to a fruitful partnership that will enable us to make this event a huge success. Now I would like to invite Dr. Rajesh Gokhale, Secretary, Department of Biotechnology and Chairperson BIRAC, to deliver the special address and provide a perspective of the impact GBI would have on the biotechnology sector. Over to you, sir.
Honorable Minister for State and with independent charge, Ministry of Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, Dr. Narayanan Suresh, CEO of ABLE, my colleagues from BIRAC, Dr. Jitendra Kumar, Dr. Manish Tiwan, my other colleagues from Department of Biotechnology, from institutions of DBT, industry people, various representatives from embassies, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. I'm indeed delighted to speak to you on this occasion of the curtain raiser of Global Bio India 2023 for two major reasons. One is I think we are actually seeing the history being made where India is going to lead into the future of technological enablement by creating a global hub for the bioeconomy actually. And since the presence of about the Department of Biotechnology's existence and the existence of BIRAC, we have seen the biotech industry, as you just recently heard, has grown leaps and bounds over a period of time. The second, the most important actually aspect is also Honorable Minister has always kindly consented to be part of this mega event. And I think this is a wonderful opportunity for us to actually, in his gracious presence, to be able to announce and showcase the fantastic outcomes that Department of Biotechnology has been able to forecast and bring together over a period of time. I actually believe that this Global Bio India will provide a fertile opportunity for innovative ideas to germinate and people to come together and be able to make an impact by various stakeholders, bringing together their ideas, their concepts, their business-to-business dealings, their mechanism to be able to learn from each other. And I think this is also a networking platform that will create large industries and SMEs and entrepreneurs, innovators, biopharma, bioagri, all the kind of partners who will bring this conglomeration of event into a successful venture. I think let me just narrate you how much this biotech industry is really going to grow actually. As already talked about, this is the innovation and the ecosystem that has been nurtured by Department of Biotechnology actually is strengthened by the BIRAC's capacity to fund industries and work with various startups. If you take an example of 5 or 6 major sectors where bioeconomy is going to be impactful. For example, you take a look at biopharma actually. This is one of the most vibrant industry in the country right now. And I think it has grown leaps and bounds in last 2 years in the COVID times. The vaccination capacity and the capability that we have in this country today is almost internationally competitive. I mean, we can not only use various technology platforms from DNA vaccine to RNA vaccine to nasal vaccines to protein subunit vaccine, but in fact, the variant vaccines boosters can also be developed within the 100 days, which is what our industry has shown actually. So this capability and capacity is absolutely outstanding given the chance. If you look at when Department of Biotechnology started in 1986, I think we were looking for polio vaccine, we were looking for diphtheria vaccine. In fact, there was a project to set up IFCOL, where the whole idea was to bring industry from abroad to be able to set up manufacturing plants in the country. And now you look at what has happened in the country in the last 7-8 years is absolutely outstanding and is kind of something to be proud of. I mean, the number of startups, if you look at every third startup that is announced these days is in the area of bioeconomy or biomanufacturing or in the biopharma interest actually. And that kind of shows what is the amount of excitement and the potential you have. And that's why I said that it is history in making, because this is the only way that human endeavors of sustainability, human endeavors of circular economy will in fact be actually managed in large times to come. The bioagri, if you look at the bioagri system, again, a very, very vibrant areas to look at. In fact, Department of Biotechnology, along with other government ministries, enabled the genomic edited guidelines and approved all these detailed SOPs, such that tremendous amount of technological breakthroughs can emerge in terms of what we look at in the future of the crops. It's something to understand why biotech is going to be very, very critical. If you all remember who are from the north part of the country, the mustard used to be a sarson ke khet, used to be Punjab's like heritage, and it used to be always thought to be like that. It's unfortunate now that India, in fact, imports mustard oil today, actually. And while many of these technologies exist in our country where we can enhance the value of mustard and increase the productivity, we've in fact shined away from actually not enabling these technological onslaught to be able to make enormous amount of impact to it. By the government's mandate to release these genome editing guidelines, in fact, is a fantastic way of telling all the tell the ecosystem and entrepreneurs that this is an opportunity for you in the country to change the level of what agriculture products and all these activities will come. Bioindustry, as you will realize, will be the most vibrant industry in 2 decades to come. I can almost bet on this, actually. And you can see every country is trying to release its own guidelines of biotech guidelines from various aspects of how one wants to evolve, how one wants to grow around. And as G20 has shown, that various countries are already willing to partner with India to actually not only to look at its, the capacity in terms of what it exists in the country, but the kind of partnerships that one wants to develop and be able to take further ahead. Department is going to, in fact, announce a policy document on biomanufacturing and biofoundry in next couple of, in about a month or so. And in fact, that will provide an opportunity for all the sectors to be able to come together in an environment that will make it tremendously impactful. Bioenergy is going to be another area that is going to be of tremendously of value, actually. And you would have seen that in G20, government already announced International Biofuel Alliance. And this International Biofuel Alliance is a step towards what government is envisaging green solutions for this country during the Atmanirbhar Bharat. And you already know that blending of ethanol has already reached 10%. The government wants to do it 20%, and this will only happen through the biostock production. And the cellulases and various enzymes that are required, in fact, are going to be produced in India very soon in various technological sectors. So you can see enhancement is happening in every aspect of the way that one look at it. The medtech sector is another sector that is again going to be very, very vibrant. I think COVID already provided us opportunity to make variety of devices and diagnostics. But not only that, now BIRAC supported MRI was recently launched in the country as well, actually. So many of these sectors are going to be the backbone of what country's future will lie. Because where will the new jobs come from? Where will the new industry come from? The IT industry, being the service industry, in fact, is always going to be catered to various technological landscapes that are going to come in various aspects of things. I think in this context, bio AI is going to be another very, very big player, actually. You can imagine the artificial intelligence, actually data that is utilized is right now people-centric. But it's going to be largely centric from the genomes, from the phenomes, from the exomes, from various other data that will be generated, from which the preventive health character of nation will in fact grow. And therefore, what I think really is that the way reactive health is what we use today, actually. where when we fell ill, we try to look for the doctor, then we try to look for a pathological test, then the prescription is given. And this will change into a proactive mode where you would already have all the databases and everything available for you. And in fact, the medical practitioners will reach out to you such that as and when you are ill with all the other details available. I think the AI is going to be a game changer in biotech industry as much as one can imagine that one has to be able to look at. For example, metabolic pathways engineering, understanding protein structures, looking at various drug development programs and activities that are already progressing. So you can imagine that this growth is going to be unprecedented in the way that one can even imagine, actually. And that's why I said that this is a technological revolution that we are all going to witness in next 2 decades to come. And in fact, the sustainability solutions will come. And obviously, one of the sector that will always grow is the bioservices, actually. And what one needs to do for bioservices is to start producing all the ingredients in the country, which is where the biomanufacturing program will be focused on. Can we create ingredients in our country that are necessary for the backbone of the biotech industry to survive and to be able to grow further? And I think I'm 100% sure that with DBT Byrax and Honorable Minister's presence actually and his guidance and his continuous encouragement that he provides us, that we will be able to create a global hub economy in the bioeconomy in the country to come. I think with the announcement from Honorable Minister today, I think we will have the beginning of the countdown of the mega event that we are all going to envisage from December 4th to 6th. My sincere request to all of you is come with all the passion, come with all the energy, excitement to be the part of mega event to success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We are truly privileged here to have Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, Honorable Minister of State for Science and Technology, Minister of State and PMO, Ministry of Personal Public Grievances and Pensions, Department of Atomic Energy, and Department of Space as our chief guest today. I would like to invite him for the much-awaited address, which is the highlight of today's proceedings. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji for his address.
Secretary, Department of Biotechnology, Dr. Rajesh Gokhale, Dr. Jitendra from BIRAC, Dr. Suresh, Dr. Divan, members of the faculty, representatives from industry, from various high commissions, all the stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen. I think the first question as researchers you would ask is why holding this function? So raising the curtain because you can see the kind of enthusiasm among the gentlemen seated on the stage. So the manner in which Rajesh Gokhale has been passionate in appealing to you to make this event a success, and before that Jitendra itself, is a reason enough for all of us to get together to cheer them up and say that yes, curtain has actually been raised. So well, I know the event as such is going to happen on the 4th of December, and by that time, of course, everything would be in place. But nevertheless, I have to perform this pleasant task, even though in my formal capacity to announce the curtain raiser of the 3rd edition of the Global Bio India, which I think in the course of time is going to be known as GBI. This is what I picked up from what you were saying. So GBI 2023, as we have the habit of making abbreviations out of everything and nothing. So maybe this will be curtain raiser CR, so CR for GBI 23. And but nevertheless, I think it's a very appreciable attempt to bring all these stakeholders together, because at least in the government circles, it doesn't happen very often. In the private sector, we do have, because I have the opportunity of being in different areas, including the private sector, because of the reasons of their own interests. So we have such interactive meets. But now that we are opening up and the demarcation between the private and public is actually diminishing away, and I think this is one of the indicators of that. Till a few years ago, you would not have actually conceptualized an event like this happening in the government sector. And also the manner in which I think you were showing in your slides, we had last year just about 3,500 delegates, and this year they are expecting 500 delegates with more than 1,000 startups. So, because we are also aware of the times where we hardly had any startups in the biotech sector. I think even in 2014, we just had about 50 startups. And that's also because not much was known about biotechnology. If you did a survey, many people would not be able to figure out whether it's bio or it's technology, it's medicine or it's engineering. And I think because I had the opportunity of being associated with this department in the earlier years, at least in the 90s, with some of the research projects, it was considered something like, not a very task with a very fruitful outcome. But gradually now, and I think, yes, now we have more than 5,000 startups or 6,000 startups already. So I think this is also partly because we have realized the stakes that we have. So for any human mind, more so when you're looking forward to the industry linkage or the linkage of the foreign consulates, you can't be attracting them by holding a very fanciful or a colorful seminar, whichever hotel it would be, unless they find something coming out of it. So that means more and more people are now getting conscious of what lies hidden profitably out of this entire exercise. And I think the credit for that also goes to the success story of the vaccine, for which I must compliment Rajesh and his team. So the vaccine has suddenly not only created a buzz and given India the kind of esteem that we deserved, but it has also made this sector appear as a sector which could actually generate not only startups but also entrepreneurship in a big way. And also given a different kind of an image to India, because I know how many of us have realized that when Rajesh was referring to as the protective healthcare, we were never taken seriously as a nation known for protective healthcare. Not even for the therapeutic healthcare. If somebody fell sick, they left, they waited for a couple of days to worsen up. If they got well, it's mother's blessing. They didn't get well, pishle janam ka karm. So we had a prognostic regime for both the conditions, for worsening as like one of our seniors, the practice, whenever the patient would get well and he would discharge him and he would come back and ask the doctor, as usually the patients have the habit of doing so, कि साहब सब ठीक है, तो कहते हैं हाँ सब ठीक है लेकिन आगे कह नहीं सकते. So I asked him, why do you do so? He says, oh, because the Consumer Act is horrible. So he had already gone through once or twice. So this is a huge change the world is seeing. The image, overall change of the image that India is. A country not even known much for healthcare is now become a leader in protective healthcare. With the number of vaccines that Rajesh was enumerating before you, is something for the first time happening. That means we had the capability of doing so, we had the acumen of doing so, we had the potential of doing so, but we didn't have an enabling milieu. And now we have that enabling milieu both at the level of policy makers, at the level of political leadership, and also in the form of an able CEO of the able. So all this synergy has made it quite an enabling environment to actually give outlet to all those potentials that we have. And the realization of that has given us confidence, and also has given us confidence to make business out of this, to generate economy out of this. When you are talking of bioagriculture, biopharma, bioenergy, waste to wealth, bioindustry. The other day I was saying very soon we will have no such word in the dictionary as waste, because every single bit of waste is going to be capable of generating wealth. It's just that our understanding is gradually increasing in that sector. So I hardly find anything. I mean, now they have started a project in Dehradun where they are purchasing the cooked oil for 20 rupees a kilogram. So the cooked oil was either used for recooking at the risk of your health, or it was thrown away in the drain. Now you can earn 20 rupees per kg out of it. So you'll be encouraged to use more of cooking oil, the fresh cooking oil. So it's both ways a win-win situation. So all these things have happened. In fact, I think it was just about 2 years back, we had a survey done in Delhi class 12 level, and it was found that these youngsters at the class 12 level rated biotechnology as a fifth or sixth preference, which was quite an eye-opener for me, because I have seen those times when we had a project with biotechnology. They would ask us, "You are a medico, what have you got to do with biotechnology?" Because nobody could actually figure out. So the eyes see what the mind knows. So mind has begun to realize the worth of it, and therefore the eyes have begun to appreciate it. And I think this vaccine has been a tremendous hard work, diligence, demonstration of expertise, and it has also brought out the virtues of synergized working. In fact, the other day, I think yesterday, I was with the Lavasana, the civil service. I said, they were talking of whole of government. So I said, one of the best examples of whole of government plus whole of nation is the vaccine and the Swachhata. So we had the biotechnologists doing the trials. We had the medicos doing the clinical applications of it. We had the civil servants monitoring it, the cabinet secretary holding a meeting. And we had the prime minister every week taking a review. So what better example? And then we had the whole nation asking all the anchors on the television, when is the vaccine coming? It was such a huge involvement. So this is a whole of science plus whole of government plus whole of nation. And I think for the first time through vaccine, it got demonstrated that we had the capability. What was the strength of this kind of a working or this kind of work culture? And then of course Mission Maitri is something, gifting this to 100 countries across the world gave enough visibility to biotechnology, which of course they didn't get the kind of visibility that they deserve. Now we have started pushing Rajesh into it, because earlier on all the show would be stolen by the industry and the medicos, and part of it by the television anchors. So most of them had actually become biotechnologists more than the biotechnology experts themselves. So now that also we have started, I said you start blowing your trumpet at every step. Not for reasons of self-publicity, but for the reason of creating awareness among the people about what it is all about. So the stakeholders know that there is something that you have to offer them. And as was being said by Rajesh, we are emerging as an innovation hub. And I think it's amazing the way we have made a quantum jump from just 350, 400 startups to more than 1 lakh. And even in biotech, as I said, we just had about 50 or so. And the two major pointers that he was referring to, the bio-innovation ecosystem and the bio-manufacturing. I think whether we do it or not is going to happen. But more we do it, more we will be able to get the credit for it. So it's for ourselves, our own interest, we have to do it. We can't be left out, because this entire growth from here onwards is going to be global. So not only that we have to do it for a global recognition, but if we have to move forward, we have to live up to global parameters, because the world is shrunken so much that you can't be living in isolation or living in silos and singing your own praise, because immediately it will be checked. Whenever I go as a faculty speaker, I said before I complete my sentence, the boy sitting there can check from the Google whether the data is narrating is right or wrong. And that can happen across the world. So you have no choice at all, no choice at all. If you can, gone are the days where you could move, in a train with a coal engine. I was telling the railway minister, and then go home and have a bath. Because, and the Westerners would not have seen that kind of thing, but they didn't know what you were doing, and you didn't know what they are doing. So now each one is seeing each other. So much is the communication, so much is the, it's virtually we are, peeping into each other's what we are. So if we have to be one up, we have to meet the global challenges, and we have to follow the global strategies, and we have to beat them in their strategies. So it's also not that maybe for many years we were depending on the divine blessings for protective health care, but no longer so. I mean, that don't mean that the blessing doesn't help. Well, nobody should go home with that message. But it won't help anymore, because you have to then live up to their parameters of protective health care. It's just like you were playing gulli danda and kabaddi all these centuries, but you got recognition only when you started beating them in cricket. So you have to prove your worth, and if you have to have a global role, as the Prime Minister keeps saying, for Amrit Kal and Swarni Kal, how do you do that? You have to define or determine what kind of global presence you will have. And this is one of the best areas. I agree with Rajesh. When you talk of economy, where is it going to come from? Have we as researchers, scientists thought of it? Where is the value addition going to come from? It sounds very fanciful, also very self-flattening to say that, we are going to be the top of the world in 2047. But how is going to happen? That will happen only if we successfully explore the unexplored areas. And one of the most unexplored areas is the our bioresource. Unfortunately, startup also got stuck in the mind as an IT thing. And we, the people of the scientific fraternity, are also hugely responsible for this. Though we don't like the habit of confessing our pitfalls. Because IT concept came from the West, landed in Bangalore, which happened to be a startup hub. So everybody thought, startup means you have to be a PhD. Startup means you have to be an IITian. But we have examples. For example, in the CSIR, we launched the Aruba mission. We had about 3,000 startups with a huge industry linkage, turning into entrepreneurs, making lakhs, and I think almost 60% or more of them are not even graduates. So that has also to be, that myth has to be lowered, because we have an exclusive domain of bio. We have 5-6 states living in the lap of Himalayas. We have an ocean which is 7,500 kilometer long coastal hub. All the resources, hidden bioresources, never looked into. Over there also now, incidentally, we are studying in this Earth Sciences platform. They have started this Samudrayan and other things. So your role is going to get widened. You are going to go deep sea also. Because whole lot of bio resources, biodiversities are going to come up. So these were the areas which we never actually attracted our attention. And they remain us. And if we are able to successfully explore them with a proper strategy, I'm sure it's not going to take even 25 years. Because IT may be their domain, and we of course, nothing prevents us from beating them in that. But it is our domain which they don't have. Even some of the countries which are agriculturally rich, like that, the other day we had that Australian High Commission. I was telling them that you have a huge agriculture resource, but they are not still placing it on the priority, as we have started doing it. So the faster we do it, a bioeconomy of 10 billion, we have reached 90 billion, and we are envisaging 300 billion by 2030. But I tell you, this is our projection. The world is looking at us, at least for the time being, with a huge amount of awe. Now, how far that will last is up to us. It's something like you show them a big trailer and they think, oh, something happening. Then you fizzle out. If we don't fizzle out, because in space, for example, a similar thing has happened in space. We have made a quantum jump. The world is now looking up to us to lead them. Our space economy is just $8 billion today. We projected 80 billion by 2040, but that ADL report, that Arthur D. Little report, from when they come out with this space-related observations from time to time, the Western world, they said not 80. India is capable of, we had projected for ourselves 40 billion for 2040. They said not 40. The manner India has started hopping, jumping, they will go to 100 billion. So for the time being, the world is, estimating us more than we are estimating ourselves. How far we are able to live up to that is now a test for our capabilities. And I think BIOREC has emerged as one of the successful role models of PPP partnership in PPP model in India. And as I said, that demarcation is going to be over, and I'm sure we are going to have not only upscaling of BIOREC we would be looking for, but we would also be expecting others to emulate, because if you have to upscale the manufacturing, because, okay, he feels that there'll be a role further enhanced for him, not getting limited very too soon. Good. So good for Jitendra Kumar and the team. No, at least we are not winding it up. So that's a reassurance he'll go home with. But nevertheless, what I'm saying is that these are the models. If we are not able to optimally use them, we cannot upscale our manufacturing. And to that, we are now adding the National Research Foundation. We'll have a meeting, I think, very soon. That's going to be a huge adjuvant for you. We'll have more than 70% of partnership from the non-government resources, both knowledge partnership as well as the financial partnership. Now look at that's what I said. We, the members of the Scientific Fraternity, are also responsible for creating some of the avoidable myths in the common people. Now we talk, देखिए साहब, NASA ने इतना कुछ कर दिया, हम नहीं कर पाए. But then do you ask them, when NASA ने इसलिए किया, they don't depend on government. हमारी सरकार कुछ नहीं करती. वो देखिए क्या कर दिया. Because we are half informed, and those who are informed do not provide the rest half of the information. NASA is more than 50% dependent on non-government sources. You had bound down your space in government sources, and you are trying to compete with them. But now that, I think, and thanks to Honorable Prime Minister, he has given us that liberty and freedom to experiment in a more universal manner. So we will, after we have this Anusandhan National Research Foundation, we are actually looking forward to a kind of a research foundation which might be a better form of NRC. I was telling Dhananjay the other day, because he's been rubbing shoulders with them, NRS, because we also have included representation from humanities, from social sciences, so that we don't miss out on our traditional knowledge, because that is also our exclusive domain. So we'll have a wider, and I'm sure that all this will help us in maintaining sustainability and industry linkage right from the beginning. I'm glad that you brought the industry representatives here. Next time you should also assign them right from the beginning. If you're going to have a 3-day event, what are they going to do? How many sessions have they taken charge of? All this has to be sorted like we do in medical conferences. We don't take it on ourselves. We do the lecture baji. The rest of the banquets and everything is left to them. So, but yes, be fair to them. Let them do the mapping. Let them decide some of the themes which are of business interest to them and which are also of research interest to them. Like if, for example, if I'm doing a session on a drug, which is an upcoming drug, which has a huge potential, the industry is interested, I'm interested. So that is a meeting ground. Because if we do not have industry linkage right from the beginning, we would not have sustainability. And one of the reasons of success of this Aroma mission is that we linked industry right from the perfume industry from Maharashtra and Gujarat as far was linked with them right from the beginning. And therefore they proved to be successful. And therefore I believe, I'm sure this Global Bio India 2023 is possibly happening at the most optimum time. It's up to us how far we can actually, this global bio can actually herald the beginning of a new journey or a global flight for India, I believe, if we are actually able to visualize, translate it the manner which we have visualized it. But I'm sure we all have the capabilities. Most of us do not realize what we are capable of. Though somebody like Dr. Suresh is trying to make you as able as he is, but it's not easy to be able. But I wish we would be able to live up to all the abilities that we have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. We are indeed indebted for your constant support and guidance in all our endeavors. You truly inspire us to raise the bar and deliver in all that we undertake. Sir, may I please request you to declare the event open by formally raising the curtain? May I now request Dr. Rajesh Gokhale to present a memento to our honorable chief guest as a token of our heartfelt gratitude. Thank you, sir. Following this enlightening address, let's move on to a brief moment of gratitude. I would like to now invite Ms. Shilpi Kochar, Chief Manager BIRAC, to present the vote of thanks.
Honorable Union Minister of State, Independent Charge for the Ministry of Science and Technology, and Minister of State for Prime Minister's Office, Personnel, Public Grievances, Pensions, Atomic Energy and Space, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, Secretary DBT and Chairperson BIRAC, Dr. Rajesh S. Gokhale, Managing Director BIRAC, Dr. Jitendra Kumar. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Dr. Manish Diwan, Head Strategic Partnerships and Entrepreneurship Development BIRAC, Mr. Suresh, Chief Operating Officer, ABLE, senior officials and colleagues from DBT and BIRAC, delegates from embassy, event partners, ecosystem stakeholders, friends from media, namaskar. It is a privilege to deliver the vote of thanks at the curtain raiser for the Global Bio India 2023, the mega international congregation of the national biotech ecosystem community with representation from several countries across the globe. Honorable Minister, sir, your presence today underscores the commitment and support by the government for this sector and has also boosted our enthusiasm for the event multifold. As we prepare for Global Bio India 2023, scheduled to happen precisely 31 days from now, your support, guidance, and confidence in biotech sector's potential would be instrumental for the event's success. Thank you so much, sir. I sincerely thank Dr. Rajesh S. Gokhale, Secretary DBT and Chairperson BIRAC. I'll just request you all to be seated for this last proceeding. For his visionary leadership in conceptualizing the event framework and steering the ambitious outcomes. I thank Dr. Jitendra Kumar, MD BIRAC, for his continuous encouragement, guidance, and support for implementation of the event. Dr. Shubhra Chakravarti, Director Operations, and BIRAC Divisional Heads for leading the event verticals. I also thank our partners, including Association of Biotech-Led Enterprises, Invest India, Startup India, TIE Delhi NCR, FICCI, Teamwork Arts, IVCA, and Global Business Inroads for their enabling support. We are thankful to the Bionest Incubators community for organizing nationwide GBI roadshows to extensively promote the event, including in deeper pockets of the country. I acknowledge the support from DBT and thank each and every member of BIRAC and PMUs for GCI, NBM, NCEPI, who have been relentlessly working for the last so many days and are geared up now to make GBI 2023 a great success. We gratefully acknowledge the support extended by Prithvi Bhavan for the necessary venue arrangements. Last but not the least, I thank all the startups, entrepreneurs, academia, experts, mentors, investors, state and central enablers, each and every stakeholder who has joined us today in person or online for the Curtain Raiser event. Thank you all once again and look forward to meet you at the Global Bio 2023 on 4th at the Prakti Maidan. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shilpi. We at DBT BIRAC would urge you to be a part of this biotech revolution and extend your wholehearted support in creating a sustainable future that is powered by biotechnology. Thank you all. With this, we come to the end of this event. Please join us for high tea. Thank you.